let's talk about what else? Daffodils. Yes, a council, St Blaise, down in Cornwall, has decided that it will ban daffodils in public spaces because people might eat them, and it's not a good idea to eat daffodils. I mean, thank God for St Blaise Council, because until today I thought that every time I saw daffodils I was going to pick up a bunch and just scoff them, put them in a sandwich and eat them. I mean, I'm all for risk aversity, but this is risk aversity gone mad, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Now, let's talk about this to a Welshman, Jamie Jenkins. Are you there, Jamie?
I am, yeah. How are you doing, Kev?
Hi, Jamie. We normally talk about statistics, but I thought you'd be the ideal guest for this because, of course, being Welsh, daffodils must have a place in your heart.
No, indeed. So daffodils are considered the national flower of Wales, but I'm surprised that this is down in Cornwall, because it's normally Mark Drakeford banning things or doing stuff like that. So
it's Drakeford-esque, isn't it? Drakeford-esque, yes.
Yeah, but you never know, Kev. You might follow the council down in Cornwall, and we'll get a big announcement this week that there's been going to be a lockdown on daffodils from next year. Who knows? You never know with Drakeford. But this isn't just mad, Kev. This is absolutely bonkers. I was looking up this one. I was tweeting about it last night, and this is a website in America that where people can report poisonings, and so I was looking a little bit about this. So they are poisonous, but I think.
But but I mean, loads of things out there are dangerous. It's like I keep saying. To be fair to St Blaise Council, they've said that 1,000 daffodils were found in this lovely town in Cornwall, suddenly cut down or pulled from the earth. An act of sort of floral vandalism. Now, the council said it wasn't them. But they're not going to replant them because people might eat them, and that's poisonous. Now, the thing is, they've got a point there, but who's going to eat daffodils? And also, that's the thin end of the wedge. As I said earlier, ban trees in case people walk into them. Ban roads in case cars have accidents on them. Ban shops in case people go in and buy something they're allergic to. Do you see what I mean? Once you start doing stuff like this, there's no end to it.
No, Kev, and the symptoms, I was looking them up. If you look at it, you think you get nausea, vomiting, and you might get a bit of diarrhea, but it lasts for about 3 hours. And a child,
who's going to do it, Jamie? Maybe the odd stupid kid.
No, that's what I mean. Even if you did it, Kev, the symptoms last 3 hours. And a child in America apparently had 2 leaves. They phoned somebody up and they said, "Oh, look, my child's vomiting." And they were symptom-free within 2 hours. Absolute madness. And you're right. Where do we stop with all of this? I was looking at the council down there in Cornwall. It's where the Eden Project is as well, Kev.
Is it? Is it? Yeah.
It is where that is. So I was looking at the minutes, I knew I was coming on to talk to you about it, of their last meeting, and they said they'd been planting a load of wildflower seeds in the actual council area. So my concern for them now is when these flowers start popping up, are they going to cut all the wildflowers down in case somebody eats them? Absolute madness. Absolute madness.
Barry West, he's the chairman of the Rossilian Residents Group Committee. That's in the town of St Blaise. He said the decision not to plant daffodils in the future was bonkers and the most preposterous thing he had heard in his 60 years. He said, are they going to put up signs saying don't eat the daffodils? This is totally bonkers. There have always been daffs in the park, and they should stay there. I mean, he's right, isn't he?
No, he's bang on. I was at the local garden centre a few weeks back, Kevin. My son, 9-year-old, said, "Oh, can we buy some daffodils?" So just before he went to bed, I asked him if he wants to eat any of them. And he's like, "Why would I want to eat daffodils?" Absolute madness. Absolute madness on all of this. And we've just had the government as well. I think they've banned slug pellets. So it's actually illegal now for you to use slug pellets. They've stopped selling them and you can't even use them in your gardens anymore. So it's just this country in terms of banning things is just, I think this
I've got a certain amount of sympathy for that decision. Sorry to fly in the face of your argument there, Jamie, because those pellets can be harmful to cats and dogs as well. But the reason or one of the reasons that slug pellets have been banned, and this is what made me laugh, is that slugs will no longer be classified by the Horticultural Society as pests, garden pests, because that's unwoke.
Well, this country's gone woke mad, isn't it? And it's good for Boris to come out today, actually, and on the transgender issue, and come out and with some clarity. What we want to see now, Kev, is what's Keir Starmer going to do and come out? Is he going to be able to come on? You should invite him on, Kev, and see if he can tell you, what a woman is. That would be a great evening's entertainment for us all, I think.
Well, that's the thing about what Boris did today. It seems stupid and absurd that people like me have to say very bravely, Boris came out and defined a woman and said that maybe biological males shouldn't compete in women's sports, and maybe children shouldn't decide to have sex changes. And you find yourself going, very, very brave of the Prime Minister there. But that shouldn't be brave, should it? In a common sense world, this issue wouldn't exist, and Keir Starmer and his Labour acolytes, and to be fair, Rishi Sunak as well, the Chancellor, shouldn't be tying themselves up in knots over what is a pretty simple issue.
Oh, no, and I would imagine, Kevin, if Back to the Future was in real life and people had come from the 60s and transported themselves to 2022 and they were looking about what our politicians are getting up to, they'd think this is absolute bonkers as well. We just want to get it back to some real issues, Kev. Cost of living crisis, all these diversions with these kind of elections coming up, and they're like, we just got to get things back to normal, Kev. Move on. And I think what we should do in Wales next year is plant as many daffodils as we can. The Welsh Government are giving out free trees, so maybe they can give us some free daffodils as as
Why are they giving out free trees?
So as part of their climate change pledge that everybody in Wales...
Silly of me to ask.
Everybody in Wales is allowed to have a free tree. So I was reading a story, Kev. A poor chap had to wait 12 hours after breaking his hip for an ambulance to arrive. But you probably could have got a tree for free within that 12 hours. And it's just absolute bonkers. The world's gone mad, Kev. And,
it really has. Are you getting a tree, Jamie?
Well, I've got plenty of trees in the garden already, Kevin. And the thing is, down the road from me, they've just cut a load of trees down to build a load of houses. And so they're giving away trees on one hand and cutting a load of trees down on the other hand. And where I live, Kevin, Wales, they've been crying out for a bypass for decades. And the Welsh Government now, and part of their climate change as well, they've banned building new roads as well. You just cannot make it up. You could literally you could have a good hour talking about the Welsh Government's policies, Kev, and it'd be like a comedy act. Yeah,
it's like St Blaise. You should twin Cardiff with St Blaise in Cornwall, because, madness is all around in these places. And the thing is, it'll probably cost the Welsh Government quite a lot of money to give everyone a tree, and it'll make absolutely no difference to the world's environment whatsoever.
No, and I was actually crunching some numbers on that. And if you look at the carbon emissions, Kev, we're paying through the nose at the moment for our electricity. And that's in part because we've transferred from coal over to gas over the last 50 years. And at the same point, China have gone and increased the amount of coal that they go in. But, a vast majority of the energy that China make is coming from coal. So we're basically getting rid of coal, bringing in gas, putting our prices up. China is introducing coal. And what we're going to do, plant a couple of trees in the Welsh valleys, and that's going to fix the world. Of course, it's not absolute bonkers.
Yeah, problem solved like hell it is. Jamie, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for your time. That's Jamie Jenkins.